This is the city of Norwich, which is a county borough. As in all towns, every citizen pays a certain amount of money towards its public services. The local taxes by which this money is raised are called the rates. Here is a citizen studying his demand note. This is the City Hall, which is the centre of the administration of the public services. People come here daily to discuss problems arising from their everyday life. It is here that the council meets to decide the rate needed to pay for the city's social services, of which there are a great number. For instance, education must be provided for, and the ratepayers share the cost of schools like this. The Norman castle, used as a museum, is maintained by the rates. And so is the policeman, who is seeing this party of school children across the road. The public library is another example of the social services. All types of books may be consulted and borrowed without payment. The council runs several hospitals, and it is also concerned with the care of the aged. And then there is, of course, the question of housing, and the council is responsible for the buildings and layout of the housing estate. New estates mean new roads, and the maintenance of older roads is expensive too. The dustman's job is another important one paid for by the rates. And the cleanliness of the city's sewers is essential to the public health of the community. Now let us see how the council makes sure that everyone pays a fair share of the rates. First, it must estimate how much money is required. Every year, the city treasurer sends out draft estimates based on the previous year's expenditure for each of the city's 18 working committees, all members of which are councillors. Among the committees are those for allotment, school, housing, libraries, markets. One of the gardeners points out that new bulbs are required for the flower beds. The foreman considers this suggestion and then puts it to the parks superintendent, who may approve and present it to the parks committee. Then, if the committee agrees, the item is included in the Parks and Gardens estimate, which goes back to the city treasurer and finance committee. Own property must pay their fair share of the rate. For rating purposes, each property is separately valued. Thus, the total value for the whole town can be calculated. If the total value comes to £800,000 a year, the ratepayer, with a house valued at £40 a year, pays 1/20,000th part of the total amount required by the council. A demand note is sent to him asking for his share, which, in this case, is £45. Here we see the ratepayer again, signing the cheque to pay his first quarter's instalment of his share of the rate. Let us look again at some of the public services that the rates pay for in Norwich. Here are some of them: schools, hospitals, museums, libraries, housing estates, parks, and main roads. So you see how the rates are usefully spent on the things this city needs for its welfare and social services.